Good morning, Rap Potential. What is up with you guys today? So, if you saw in the last video, I have a little bit of a sinkhole at my house at the Rad Ranch. So, what I figured I would do this weekend, because I'm at my parents' house for the holiday. You see we got the dog, the dirt bike, some pew-pews for doing some fun stuff, is show you guys the other collection of cars that I have up here in Indiana. So, first things first, we have this lovely 1984 tan base model. It rolls. However, I wouldn't exactly say it's in prime condition, if you would agree. I'm not going to get close to that. I did just take a shower. I got some extra fenders in here, an extra bumper over there. Just, use them for storage if you got them, right? They're mostly dry and clean. So, this car here came... FB Door Creek. This car here came as a package deal. The hood's not bolted down as I popped the hood, but it came as a package deal with my white rally car whenever I bought it a few years ago. The guy that had the race car just had that one laying around and was like, "Oh, do you want it?" I'm like, well, heck yeah, I want it. So then back here, this is a really cool one. Not a rotary car, but my mom bought this 1990 Chevy Blazer, brand new, 1990. Daily drove it forever in Indiana salt crap weather. It's all rusty. You know the deal. This one's got a 4.3 V6. It's four-wheel drive. It's really not in bad shape, but one of the things that I knew I needed from up here is one of these. This is the piece that goes between the bumpers on a first gen in the shark mouth. So, the other things, if you notice, if you look in the back there, you see some lovely RX7 parts, right? You got indoor storage, might as well store it indoors. This one's not too bad. I can come in here a little further. So, I've got, stuff in my face. This is a first-gen drive shaft here on the right. This is a GSLSE drive shaft here on the left. And then I have a full 4-lug FC swap off of a 4-lug FC. So like a SE model or an early model like that. And those are some early 12A plates that I have that are just laying around. Usable stuff, which is why they're inside the Blazer here. So you can take this with me. So, my kind of home in Indiana is more of like very rural, small town. We've got a little farm. Brought my dirt bike up here. Tear some stuff up. Got the dog. So we're gonna make a little rip across town to the other set of farm buildings, and then from there I'll show you the other cars that I have. Alright, my dudes, we've magically moved ourselves to the barn. So, this is a barn on one of our piece of property. This right here is a 1984 RX7 that I acquired a while back. It had GSLSE suspension on it. It was just a roller. It was actually set up for a small block Chevy when I got it. So, I got a screwdriver. I'm going to pull these marker turn signals off the front because I'm going to need those for the race car. There's a whole bunch of mud daubers and stuff back here. Always got to have another spare hood. This has a good set of taillights, but somebody pulled the lenses out. So on a first gen, there's actually colored lenses that go behind the actual, I guess, the big taillight cover. Back here, yeah, I got a full GSLSE like wiring harness. Complete all of that stuff chilling, extra HVAC stuff chilling, and I think while we're here, because we are working on a GSLSE, and okay, never mind. I was gonna try to get the TPS off of this SE manifold, but doesn't have one, so looks like we're not doing that. And this right here is a full GSLSE like body harness, so the whole entire chassis harness. And some spare silver SA fenders. So there was a dude in Clarksville, Tennessee a few years back selling all of this rotary stuff. And by that, I mean like all of it And he had a set of 79 RX7 front struts, which are actually the struts that are on my silver car. And they had brand new wheel bearings and rotors and all that stuff on them, right? So because he had those, I just went and bought those, and he gave me all the rest of his stuff, which was super nice. So I was then basically set. Might as well be a first-gen door. Was then basically set on having all sorts of really good GSLSE parts laying around. So, because he also had that full GSLSE he parted, and then the SA parts that he parted because he was building a turbo swapped SA and then gave up. So, moving out here though, gotta love the country. These two cars I rescued from somewhere in Illinois, right on the Indiana-Illinois line. As you can see, pretty much wasted. I'll put the picture in. We loaded both of these with a skid steer with pallet force. We just picked them up and set them in there. So these are both 79s. I guess this one has a reasonably decent little front valence here. That probably would have been easier to fix than the one on the rally car. It's good headlight covers, couple door handles. That dash isn't too bad, but I bet it wouldn't clean up for anything. And these ones are just super crusty, you know. Got them because they were free, and they're kind of just a mess. So, pretty beat. Little hood back here as well. So, a really funny story about those. Those are both, like I said, 79s. So they roll, or did at one point in time. I think, yeah, they both had suspension on them. But when I went and got those two cars, we hiked back in the forest to find them. I think I've got a picture of them back there. And there was actually a live and well possum living under one of them, right underneath the hood. So it was pretty funny. But anyways, we're going to rip the old Cherokee with the old motorcycle on the back all the way back down to Tennessee and cut some trees down. So get excited for some dew trees that fall in the woods with nobody around to make noise. We'll answer that question, besides the fact that we'll be around. But, you know, it is what it is. Alright, y'all. So, we're back at the Rad Ranch. Figured I'd show you a few of these two while I'm showing you my junkyard of cars, right? This is a GSLSE. Got it from Alabama. Kind of a group buy. A bunch of us went in and bought a bunch of cars from this guy, or two cars from this guy, some engines. I got some parts, they got some parts. The car lives here because, well, I have space for it. This one and the yellow one came from Michigan. One of Charles' buddies had those up there, and the yellow one is actually right-hand drive. So it's a Japan market car, right-hand drive. 79 or 78 or whatever, I don't know. I don't have the title for it. The red one is a complete car that came with the yellow one, so we could take all the engine, trans, wiring, interior, or I guess some of the interior, and put it in the yellow one to make the yellow one complete. So super cool. This is an old Turbo 2 FC chassis that I had. I got as a parts car when I had my Vert. Didn't really use too much off of it, but I sold the diff and axles out of it. Just the guy that bought them, one of my buddies, hasn't come to get it yet. I mean, it's been in there for a year. This is the old Courier chassis that would have been under Vert truck. And then this one has a really funny story. Got this car for free from one of our local buddies here, and he had gotten it for free, pulled the motor and trans out. But the story behind it is the guy that owned its girlfriend, significant other, whoever, got real mad at him, and she came in and smashed the car up. So the glass is all busted out from them, the doors are all smashed in from them. The front end here was all jacked up, but I also grabbed it with my thumb to move it around a whole bunch. So it's pretty beat, but that door's seemingly okay. The interior of that car is terrible. So we're gonna go ahead and go back up to the shop. Alright, dude, so we're back up here at the house. I want to show you something real quick. So today, or I guess this weekend, I went home, rode bikes, dirt bikes with my family, hung out at our cabin for Easter, etc., etc. Did the whole family thing. So I was only up in Indiana for, apologize for the wind, but I was only up in Indiana for 20 hours or so. And like 6 of those I slept. So we're back here now. These 3 trees here, I guess 2, technically that one's just got a fork in it. And this one, I need to cut down today. So Charles is coming over here in about an hour. You guys are gonna see a sweet time lapse of us falling trees over. Basically right, probably where I'm standing right now is the start of that sinkhole, maybe a little bit further down, maybe down in here. So there's a big hollow sinkhole kind of this area here. This tree I think would probably live, but it is a hackberry tree, and they dump, in a hackberry tree you get what's called an aphid. It's a little bug, and aphids poop this terrible black substance out of them. It's like a clear gel that then turns black in the sun, and it gets on all the cars, so you get like this gnarly stuff on them. It's why my roof's all different colors. So I'm gonna cut that tree down. It's kind of leaning towards my house, but we're pretty good at cutting trees down around here, so we'll strap it to the Jeep. And that one's kind of gonna be a real pain because it is really leaning towards the house, so we're really gonna have to pull it, and there's a bunch of other trees kind of in the way, so it's gonna be hard to pull this one that way, but I think we can get it done. The Jeep's got some pretty beastly power, and then hopefully it doesn't get stuck in any other tree. This one right here is dead. That one will just fall straight that way. Those 2 are very much alive, and I'd prefer to follow them up the hill, but there are some branches from this other little tree right here in the way, so it's going to be a tough thing. But unfortunately, because of this sinkhole, I need to get it addressed before I do my Rad Ranch Rotary Rally this year, because we can't be having anybody fall in the hole. And I got to take a break from cars and fix some stuff here. So I'll show you guys that stuff here in a little bit. And maybe today, depending on how long that takes, I'll start working on the rally car a little bit at the end of the day. But you never know. It's a little rough. So let's get to cutting down some trees. I want to thank you guys very much for tuning in this video. I hope you enjoyed the tour of kind of my junkyard of RX7s. The nice part about all those cars and kind of my collection and cars that I have, even the blue one and the brown one, which I wouldn't consider junkers but are very good projects, is that when I got into this community 5, 6, 7 years ago and had my first gen, everybody who had extra first gens was so stoked and happy to help me and get stuff out of their way. So I was able to pick up a lot of chassis and stuff for really cheap. Some of them for free. Just come pick them up, you can have it kind of things. And that's been super helpful for me because most of those guys don't want to deal with having to part them out. They don't want to deal with their neighbors complaining about this rusty car in their driveway, you know. So it's been nice for me to be able to get them and help, you know, myself, but also help everyone else because I sell parts off of them every now and again. And you can message me, comment if you need something. Don't ask, you know, I'm not a huge fan of like shipping big massive stuff. I'm not a part out guy, right? But if there is something that you specifically need that's really small and you can get my attention somehow, I'll help you out. So as always, I have, so let me preface with this. I was going to say I have a bunch of work to do, which I do. My week this week, which you're going to see videos on the RX8, you're going to see, I'm going to go in here and film a cool informational video for you guys, which you saw yesterday. But my week this week is not going to entail working on cars besides weighing the RX8 and Starting to take the interior out later this week. My week is going to be cleaning up this ravine, excavating this whole bank right here, cutting up all these trees, burning all the trees, doing all of that. That's what I'm going to do this week. So, with that being said, you might be seeing this video on Thursday, and that's what I've been working on, and I'll upload my informational video Tuesday. But regardless, thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you guys for hitting that subscribe button if you want to stick around and learn some more stuff. And with that, we'll see you in the next one. Keep it rad. Letty! Come here. What are you doing?